Hey everyone, it's Pat Bell here. Carl is away today. I think he's up on the slopes above beautiful British Columbia. There are no slopes here. I've been wanting to go skiing, but I can't find any downhill water. Sorry, bad joke. All right, there are very few people here today. This might be a short call, and it could be because this is the first time we're back to the noon Pacific time. So I'm going to see if I can open up someone, make sure they can see me, hear me. Wait a minute. I might even be on the wrong screen. There we go. Make sure we do that one. There we go. So let's see. Billy Dixon. Billy, are you there? Can you hear me? You're self-muted.
Hello,
Billy, there he is. Hey, there he is. How's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing so well. Can you see my screen? You hear me okay?
I can see your screen and I hear you perfectly clear.
Good. There we go. Well, while you're on, what's going on? What's new and exciting?
Um, I uh, I just went to a networking meeting a couple of nights ago, and
Okay.
it was pretty neat. Did Shared my elevator pitch, and immediately three people in the networking group private messaged me and said, "Hey, I want to know more about what you do."
Right on. There you
So then
go.
I I hopped on the phone the next day, called all three of them. We booked an appointment. I'm gonna go over the 100K presentation with them. And then, since I was feeling a little gutsy, I actually called the group leader,
Yeah.
and I think he's got about 12 chapters of networking groups, and each of them have somewhere around like an average of 20 members each.
Yeah.
So I asked him if I can do the 100K presentation with him, and he was a little I think he had to drive down to Florida from New York because he had a recent death in the family. But he said, "Hey, let's tentatively book next Thursday." So I said, "Sure."
Nice.
So he penciled me in.
Cool. That's amazing. So, can you give the pitch here on the call?
You remember Matt McNeil from the last Business Coaching Mastery?
I don't remember it,
He
but I didn't
Okay,
attend a
yeah.
lot
So
of them.
I'll just read it.
Sure.
I just shared, I'm a revenue growth specialist and I help small and medium-sized businesses find a minimum of $100,000 in revenue in 45 minutes or less without them spending any extra dollars on marketing or advertising. And the way that I do this is I utilize a proprietary software that I have that facilitates this process. And this software actually allows me to put your business through 497 million, that's right, million weighted algorithmic sequences. And that results in a populated roadmap that you can use to specifically follow to that $100,000. Would you like me to show you
Wow.
exactly how I can do this for your business?
I love it. Okay, so let's
Eh,
get the recording and let's copy this. I love it. That's great. Thank you.
I don't know if this was my second networking meeting. The first
Yeah.
one, it was kind of crickets, so I think tweaking a little bit and delivering it with more confidence. And
Yeah.
three people in the group immediately private messaged me, so
Wow.
it was pretty cool.
There you
Now
go. I mean, it's
what I'm
brilliant
trying to
though.
do is really sharpen my 100K presentation and then lead into a PAS.
Nice. Man, that's
I'm
awesome.
kind of
Thank
I'm
you,
kind
Billy,
of
for sharing.
up in the air because I don't feel 100% confident charging for the PAS, and there's people on both sides of the fence saying, "No, you have to charge. It's too valuable." And I totally agree with that. Um, but on the other side, I'm like, "Oh man, let me at least get a little bit um of experience with the PAS."
Yeah. I mean, it's different to do a jumpstart 12 than to do a deep dive or even a jumpstart 40. Nothing wrong, I don't think, with doing a 45-minute breakthrough. It's just like saying, let me see if I can help you by helping you. I mean, it's pretty good. And after 45 minutes, I mean, I've used this line before. If I can't help you in 45 minutes, I probably won't be able to help you in, weeks or months or years. So let's just spend 45 minutes together. Does that sound fair? And they go, oh yeah, it makes sense. So, and I just try and bring value. And sometimes I've got in those 45-minute sessions and I'm like, oh, I'm glad this person's not my client. So I'm glad they're not paying me.
Right.
But anyway, it's kind of another way to find out if you've got, like Martin Howie says on the Facebook group, he posted this, I think, earlier in the week or last week. Are they a setup or a foul up? And you want those businesses that are setups and, that you can blow on them, they're going to grow. So that's what that 45 minutes does for you. So
Right.
good.
Yeah, I remember I was talking to one of the coaches, and he kind of shifted the paradigm that I had about the PAS. And he was saying, Bill, the PAS is not for the business owner. The PAS is for you. So you can
Mm,
figure out where and how you need to help them. And think about the pressure and the load that takes off of your shoulders, because now you know exactly what they need, where you're gonna have the most breakthrough, and where to
yeah.
start.
Hmm. Yep. Exactly. Exactly. That's good. All right. Well, Billy, thanks so much. Appreciate your time. Um, we have
Thank
a
you.
skeleton. Yeah. We have a skeleton crew here today, guys. Just a few people, less than a dozen, let's say. And Carl is not with us, as I mentioned at the beginning of the call. He is off skiing with his girls. And so that's, it could be a short call unless there's some questions in the challenges. I don't see any questions. No one's got their hand raised. No one's got a question. We'll all go home early, get to work. But this is your chance. I might open up someone and pick on them, which, of course, we know who it's going to. Do we know who it's going to, Dave McKenzie? Because I'm coming to you. Dave, you there?
You're picking on me again?
I always pick on you.
Anyway, thanks for that. Getting that. I don't know what happened to that password thing, but anyway, it's working now, which thankfully I had a
Oh,
jumpstart
good.
40 this afternoon. And so
Great.
cool. Yeah,
So
kicking
what's
ass
new?
today.
What's going on? Yeah, you do well.
Just well, I guess I had a good day today, but I didn't sign up any LPW customers today. I have a sales training program I do, and I closed two of them today, so
Hmm.
that was kind of a nice day. But one of them's
Good.
I'm already doing a. One of them is a customer that I'm doing I have a 1-year contract with them for my with the software and all that
Okay.
program. So then I had sales training in it today. So yeah, it's been unbelievably busy. And so
Excellent. In a good way, I hope.
yeah,
So,
yeah. So and I'm we had a snowstorm here on Tuesday, and I'm starting to love this Zoom stuff. Because I'm a face-to-face guy, but boy, it saves a lot of time when you just do your sessions on Zoom.
yeah,
You know,
for sure.
you don't have that driving time and I find people, we're very sociable down here in Eastern Canada. And so if you go in to meet with someone, there's always 15, 20 minutes of socialization where with Zoom, I
Right.
find they get right down to business quicker and that. So, yeah, so I'm going to try and do that. Actually, one of the groups I'm doing, the sales training group is with, and I'm doing it all on Zoom too, mainly because they have people in New Brunswick and Nova Scotia. So it's just easier to do it that way. So it's good. And
Good.
companies are. I'm focusing on companies that I know are doing well in industry, but overall it's pretty good. We're on a bit of a shutdown here now. We can't travel from zone to zone, which is hurting a little bit. But
Yep. Yep.
uh, so anyway, all good, all good. Awesome
Good.
product.
Well done.
This software program is just unfreaking believable. And
Oh, well, I wish I had an update for you tonight. Actually, Dave, I got a lot of feedback there. I'm not sure what's going on. It's like a 3-second echo.
Okay.
Not sure what that is. Let me just put you on mute briefly, and so I can talk without getting the echo in my head, which totally throws me off. But we were hoping to have an update for you tonight, and I've asked William for some more refinements on it. I saw it today. It looks brilliant. It should be on a staging server by tomorrow. I'll get a chance to look at it and play through it and run through it. And then I think William's got some more refinements that need to happen. And hopefully Tuesday, at the Q&A call on Tuesday, we'll be able to announce this and bring it out. So that's what I'm hoping for. Let's see here. Billy Dixon's got a question. When is the best time to use the digital acceleration software? I would say, Billy, you're going to use it if you know part of your consulting or your coaching has a digital marketing focus to it, or if you think that's where the client, the prospect, is going to need the most help. So, I used to be really a lot stronger into digital marketing. I've done events in digital marketing, and over the past decade, I've gotten out of that space, so I feel a lot less confident. And I don't have a digital marketing partner, so if I were to do consulting, I wouldn't use it myself. However, if I had a partner, or I could find an outsourcing company that would take on my clients for me, then I would definitely use that. So, all right, Portia. How do you know whether to do the 100K or the PA? Portia, I just want to open you up and let's ask about, see what you're asking there. Just hang on a sec. Portia, you should be live.
Hi,
Hey,
how are you?
I'm doing really well, thank you.
Good. So I'm a new coach and
Okay, welcome.
still learning. And I wanted to know, how do you know whether to do a PAS or 10K or 100K once you have started the conversation with a potential client?
Yeah, sure. I know the software obviously very well, inside and out. And I know the 100K or the 10K training less well. I mean, Adrian basically designed and built the 10K, and we've, of course, been building and refining it for a long time. But from what I understand, the 10K presentation, or we might call it the 100K presentation, is something you really do well in the group. If you're sitting down with an individual business owner and you want to find them a breakthrough, you got 45 minutes to do it. I would definitely use the software to do that. Now, the great thing about the new 100K training is it gives you a lot of examples that you could bring in to the assessment, and that just helps you to explain different things. So, but you have to be really well prepared to go back and forth and to do that. Holly is a role play specialist, and she's been meeting with people just like crazy. She's booked out like 3 weeks out or something.
I'm on that list.
Oh, good. Have you had a meeting with her yet?
I have not. I believe mine is March the 4th. My first one, I believe, is March the 4th, and I'm excited to do it because I don't know what I'm doing yet.
Okay. Well, you're going to love it.
Well, and I also like your on Tuesday the Q&A that was done where it talked about how to pause.
Yeah.
I would have never known that. And I was trying to figure out in my brain, how do you do this so smoothly? And that was valuable. So thank you for that.
Oh, good. Great. Yeah, sure. I don't know if you can see my screen. It keeps flashing red because I can. I keep, getting the shaky internet here. So if I lose everyone, I'll try and come back on. And if not, we'll just end the call if I don't show back up, I guess. I mean, yeah, there's so many things that Holly's teaching. I'm like, oh, I didn't know how to do that. And like, you can do annotations, and you can, kind of draw on your screen with your mouse and all that. And like, I never knew to do that. So there's some cool tricks and tips you can learn. And I mean, even if you just get a 3 or 4 or 5% impact in your ability to present, it's going to make all the difference. And if you're brand new, it takes you from, like, a lot of people are coming in a little bit scared and shaking a little bit, and they're leaving after the third with so much confidence. It's just like, I am ready to go and I'm ready to get clients. It's
I am
wonderful to see.
I am super excited, and I'm glad that you offer that, because that's what I feel I'm missing, that the confidence to
Good.
be able to do it and to get critiqued on it, so that I know that I'm doing it proper. The one question I did have was
Yep.
on Tuesday's session, you when you showed the screen, you had already asked some of those questions on the assessment.
Right.
And so is my understanding is, had none of those been clicked, you would just do the same thing and pause the screen and then just go back and forth on an as need basis. Does that make sense, what I just said?
No, can you explain that again? Sorry.
So on the presentation that you did on Tuesday, you had already gone over a few of the modules, like dominating
Okay.
market position and
Yeah.
mhm. But had those not been filled in, you just would have gone from one, did the summary, freeze the screen or pause the screen, go back, ask questions, and on and so forth and so on.
Exactly. So yeah,
Okay.
what we're trying to train people to do, this is the summary screen here is a great screen to pause on. And so we'll bring people in here. Ideally, you bring people in here first of all. You're going to show them the dashboard and kind of explain what you're going to be doing and what to look for. And then, I mean, you could take them into financials, ask a few questions around the financials, and you can even show your screen here. That's fine, and you can walk through that. And then you take them back to summary screen and say, okay, here's how it's updated, and you can see the revenue here, and you can see the graphs are going to start. And just pause your screen there. And I'd just recommend you go and you might have a few introduction questions. Just make it real casual. Like don't take the time to type out too many things. If you're recording it with their permission, then you can come back to it later and fill it out. But I wouldn't spend a lot of time typing these things out. Just a few little get to know you questions, but I'd right away go and dive and find some impact. And you can even read, the reason it's here is so that you can read it and sound brilliant. That's why it's here. So you can wing it if you like, but I just start going through these, asking questions. Meanwhile, the whole time, they're looking at this screen. They're not looking at you asking the questions. And so once you find an impact, then what I would do is I'd go to results and say, oh my gosh, Susie, look at this. We found an extra $2,500. It's not much because it's a small business, but $2,500 in your business. And look at what this does to the summary page and all that. So then,
Okay.
yeah, you freeze it here and then you go and find another one that you want to increase. So,
Okay.
but yeah, you're going to love it with Holly, and yeah, I recommend it. We're actually bringing in a second role play specialist, probably getting trained next week. The problem is, you guys all know Wally Carmichael. He's going to come and help us and take some of Holly's load there as well, or the overflow. And the problem is Holly's calendar is so booked with people that there's just no time to meet Wally and train him. So, but we'll figure it out. So hopefully he'll be appearing as an option on the calendar soon as well.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. All right. Any other questions?
I think, I think one of the things that, as a new coach, just getting started and listening to a lot of the recordings and a lot of the live presentations, is I hear a lot of people say that you should charge to do the PAS. And as a new coach, it's like, well, is that something you should do? Is there two schools of thought on whether you do the PAS in 45 minutes or whether you do the 100K, or can you do a combination of, or is there it's not a one size fits all?
Exactly. It's according to your own style and your confidence and your abilities and your experience and all that. For my own self, if I'm going to go in, I'm going to look at doing a jumpstart 12 for someone if I don't know them, if I want to see if I want to get to know them, work with them. I might use the jumpstart 40 and just choose 2 or 3 sections out of there that I prefer. And then if you like them and you sign them as a client, then you're going to do either a jumpstart 40 or a deep dive 40. And these are something that you would definitely charge for. But then it's going to be a very thorough assessment, and it's several hours. So that's what I would do.
Okay.
And yeah, different schools of thought, depending on what you're willing to charge and what your market is and the size of the business and all that. If you're doing a big business, I mean, you shouldn't charge less than, $5,000 to do that deep dive. They would expect it. But if it's a, small business and mom and pop business, maybe making under $250,000, I mean, maybe 2,000 is the right price for a deep dive. So you'll just have to find out, your market and learn as you go.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right, I'm gonna put you on mute. I know Tom Cavanaugh had a question. Are we still having the licensing meeting at 1 Pacific? I believe so, Tom. I don't know. Maybe you could just shoot Adrian an email there and ask him, but I believe it's on because I get a notification even though I don't attend it usually. All right. Rick says, where do we find the digital marketing info? Rick, let me just open you up and just ask you to clarify that. Are you talking, Rick, about where to pick it up, where to buy it, or what are you asking, Rick?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, great. Thanks. Actually, I'm not even positive what I'm asking. I'm a little confused. I saw Adrian mention to someone that there was some upgrade that had something to do with digital marketing. I wasn't aware of that. And then just a little bit earlier, you had mentioned if digital marketing was something that's
right.
You would go there, you wanted, and I don't even know where I would find that information. So I'm sorry I'm so ambiguous on this,
No,
but
not at all.
any help you could get me would be great.
All right, so let me just see if I can find the web page for this. No results. I've paused my screen and you don't even know it. No results.
That's pretty cool.
.com/DA. Well, I just want to make sure that the right things are popping up here. So I'll unpause my screen.
By the way, that I agree with the earlier coach that you sharing that freezing the screen on Tuesday. That was really, really helpful. Thank you.
Cool. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah. So it's noresults-nofee.com/DA software. That's where you pick it up. It's $197. It's what happens is you get that, and then in your software, when you're able to create a new assessment, it'll appear here under your module sets under digital acceleration.
Oh, okay.
And so, yeah, you'll be able to do a jump start to close a sale or a digital deep dive. And let's see, digital jump start. There's 15 areas here. So 8 areas on the left are all about digital marketing. Mm-hmm. And 7 areas on the right are all the traditional things that we've included in the Jumpstart 12. We've renamed some of them. So instead of upsell, cross-sell, we called it one-time offers and cross-sell. Downsell has become downsell, pop-up windows, things like that. So, but that's that. And then the deep dive is all these areas going into a deep dive and how it branches out in all these different directions. So.
Great. Thank you very much. That was very helpful.
Good. And the report is different too on the digital. It's just generally a 2-page report if you want to do the report. And the roadmap, of course, is the full roadmap that comes with the other module sets.
And do most people do this digital, or is it a small subset of people that do the digital?
I think, well, let me just freeze my screen again so I can't give away their names who has it just for their confidentiality, but I can give can tell you how many people have it. Actually, I could tell you how many people have it after we started tracking how many people have it. Because we weren't writing them down in the spreadsheet initially. Well over 100 coaches have it.
Okay.
So,
All right. Very good.
yeah.
Hey, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, again, it's just if you have if you got that digital focus, or you feel like that's what your client wants to hear about, that would be the ideal thing, because you start asking questions about content marketing or something, and it's like if you don't know what the brilliant questions are to ask, then you're kind of just fumbling a little bit. So this just gives you great questions and allows you to close them.
I'm excited about this. Thank you very much.
Oh, good, good, good. Yeah, we got some fun things coming. Tuesday, I hope to roll out this new implementation calendar, which is going to be, I think it's brilliant, but that's just me. All right, I'm going to put you on mute there, Rick. Okay, I don't see another question. Anyone last chance? This is your chance. There's nothing holding you back here. Okay.
Pat, could you give me just a little bit more details about the role play?
Oh, sure, yeah. The role play. Let me also open up what's happening in the role play. I'll just see if I can find the page first.
I love that screen freezing idea. That was you can do that on Zoom, just freeze your screen share.
Oh yeah, you can. You Zoom. I think you can do it like I'm on GoToMeeting. We can do it there. I can do it on Zoom. And yeah, I never used to know about it. So I was like working off of two screens and dragging things around. And like Adrian's like, oh, you just freeze your screen. I'm like, how do you do that? And that was a year ago. So, it takes a while for me to get used to it and play with it, but it's just practice. So here's what happens. Right now we have Holly, who is our role play specialist, just happens to be my better half as well. We're bringing in another person in a week or so. They'll be up and ready to go. And so what happens is you meet them for 45 minutes via Zoom. We have 3 role plays, easy, medium, and difficult. Easy is we get to the stage where it's like, oh, I would love to have your coaching. How much does it cost? And that sounds great. Let's get started. Okay, it's never going to happen in real life. But what that does, or would rarely happen, what that does is it gives you the confidence to just get out there and make every mistake possible you want to. It could be, you don't know how to share your screen. She's going to help you do that. You don't know how to click on a button in the software. She's going to help you do that. You don't know what to say to close a deal. She'll probably help you do that. It's really just kind of learning how to use it. She role plays a baker. So you come in thinking, I'm going to meet with a baker. And then the second one is a medium. There's a bit more pushback. There's a little bit more playing dumb, like, oh, what does gross profit mean? Like you have to start explaining it. So when you're doing that, the reason we've built these little buttons in the software is so you don't miss a beat. So when they're saying, what is gross profit? You can just read it here. This is so great. These are our little cheat sheets. And so a little bit more pushback, a little bit more resistance, but you'll still close the deal. You come away very encouraged, like you can do anything. And then you go through the third one and quite a bit more pushback, a little bit more skepticism in there. And you might come into a section, you think you can find a breakthrough for her in a section, and you're going to go like, oh, she's already good at this. She's already got this. What am I going to do next? And so you have to go and hunt for some more profit. And that's a very realistic scenario because, we have these 12 areas in the jumpstart, but it doesn't mean that every business is always going to find a breakthrough in every area. I mean, you might do well to find 3 or 4 or 5. So yeah, it's just a role play. And then she gives you feedback at the end of every call. And then after that, you get some written feedback. So, and she shows you how to record the screen. Even if she set it up, she'll give you the ability to record it. She asks you to go back and kind of watch the recording, and you can see what's going on in your background. If there's underwear hanging on the closet door behind you or whatever your professional background is. So we're just trying to refine you. So, why would someone hand over $2,000 a month to you? What does that look like? Who are you presenting? What's your brand? What's your room look like? How do you present? Are you looking up in the air, staring at the ceiling as you talk, or looking down at the keyboard, or are you looking the client in the eye? Are you engaging? All those kind of things she's going to help you with. So I sat in on a level 3, the difficult role play today with a coach, and just really, along with Holly, just really pushed him. Super skeptical, a little bit grumpy, just role play, that kind of grumpy business person. And I just wanted to do it to show Holly a little bit more about how to be more skeptical, because she's often too nice. So, and we wanted to have it as a training video for other people who come in as role play specialists. So, and had a great call, and I'll tell you, this coach is just ready to rock it, and he's already going out getting clients, coming from a place of being super scared to I'm ready to go. So that's what it'll do for you.
That sounds fantastic, for especially the price.
Yeah, you know what? This price was supposed to go up already this week.
Can you let me sign
And
up before you raise the price?
well, I mean, just have to go and do it because it's out of my hands already. But I would just say go and do it today, and I know it's going to double. Like, it's already been decided. It was supposed to be done already. So if you get in there, you're going to be good to go. We've already got coaches signing up for a second round of 3, and yeah, I mean, it's just a no-brainer. It's such a great service. All we're trying to do is, try and do something to cover the costs to pay the salaries on this. So I don't think leaders really walking away with much on this, if anything. The first month they're losing big time, because it takes so much time to develop the systems to create the right feedback. So you guys walk away as, with real great feedback in your hands. So we're just trying to systematize everything. And anyway, I'd highly recommend it. All right, any other questions? I don't see any more. Last chance, guys. Going once, going twice. Oh, is it Portia? I have another question. Let's see here. Oh, board's jumping. There, Portia, you should be live. Do you have another question?
Hello, yes, I do. My
Okay.
first role playing is the 2nd of March. But
Okay.
I'm seeing where it says that you must book them all at the same time.
Preferable.
How do I book the other 2, I guess, is the question.
You should have the time trade link that you used to book it.
Okay, I'll have to go back and look at that because I just booked one. Okay.
Okay, yeah. Just go and book. It's preferable you do, because I think last week's or earlier this week, people are saying, hey, I've booked one, but you're booked up now for 2 weeks, and that's what's happening.
Yeah. So is there an ideal time to book one and then book the other one within 3 days or 4 days while you're still feeling really confident, or it's just going to be based on availability?
I would say leave at least a day between. So if you book one on a Monday, book one Wednesday, you could. Oh, my wife's just in the background hearing me saying, no, weekly is better.
Oh, weekly is better. Okay.
Yeah.
So I have to go back and find the email because I just booked that one session for the 2nd at 8:30. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So she said weekly's better. Leave at least 3 days between it. Give yourself time to practice it and go and adjust things. And
Process
let me give
it.
let me give a tip right now. So I don't know if I can share my camera or whatever, but maybe I don't need to. On Zoom, if you get some Zoom backgrounds. Let's just see if I can pull up an image of a Zoom background, because this is kind of like a pro tip here. Zoom backgrounds. Let's see what goes on here. Okay, so you can see my screen, can you? Should be able to see it. So some people come into Zoom and they're just sitting there. They have a white wall behind them and maybe some like a closet or something like that. And what I would say is you're there presenting yourself and you are your own brand. So what do you want to have behind you on the wall that shows up that says something about you? So these are all Zoom backgrounds. Now you could take these, there's some pretty cool ones here if that's what you like. They might look staged or something, but these are just images and you can have images as a Zoom background. So why not as well create your own Zoom background image? So imagine if you're sitting there and your face is in the middle of a picture. So what could you put on the wall on your image behind you that you could, maybe it's a quote, maybe it's a question, maybe it's your logo, maybe it's a combination of all those. What could you put back there that people would go, oh, that is an amazing question, or I've never thought of that, or what can you build in your background that builds your brand, that increases people's trust in you, that makes you instantly be seen as the expert? Like, this is all strategic thinking, right? So what is it back there? What question would you ask? What quotes would you put on the wall? So you can just build that in a PowerPoint, save it as a JPEG, and that becomes your Zoom background. And if you don't know how to do that, then YouTube is your friend, and just say how to upload a image to a Zoom background, and you'll find those answers. Does that help?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thanks, Portia. Appreciate it. Billy Dixon says, thanks, Pat. All right. You can maybe edit. Oh, it's all these questions are, yeah. You can maybe edit the background using Canva. Yep, you can. So for sure. Good. Okay. Yeah. I don't do a lot of I don't do any coaching, and I might in the future. I maybe get into some group coaching or something. So I'm just, too full up with leader, but I think that's something I'd like to do. Is if I was going to do that, I want to work on my background. There's no reason to have an open closet behind you. There's no reason to have bad lighting on your face when you can get good lighting from Amazon for under $100. I mean, just think about it. So, all right, guys, I think that's it. Last scan of the board, and I don't see anything. Yeah, Billy says a nice microphone. So absolutely. You've got to be heard. So, all right, guys, that's all today then. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Hopefully we'll have an announcement for you on Tuesday. So if we do, I'll probably post it on Facebook as well, just to show up, and hope to see you guys there. And if all goes well with William over the next, well, I guess tomorrow and Monday and Tuesday here, then we'll have a nice, beautiful upgrade coming, and I'm very excited about it. So it's not a small one; it's a good one. So, all right, talk to you guys later. Have a great weekend, and all the best to you. Bye bye.